Hey everyone, welcome to our live event. We are so excited. Your sassy asses are here.
Oh my gosh, we have something super excited to show you.
All of you beautiful souls today will be the very first to see our new freaking logo.
Not to mention, we made a bangin' hype video that we get to share with you today, right now.
So settle in those seats, put that phone on silent.
Wait, phones make noise.
Right? Let's get ready to rumble.
Ew, this is not a sports game.
Whatever. Jess, hit play.
Is my hair cute?
You choke like a pansy.
Your mom's a pansy.
Fuck you. Did it hurt when I pushed you? Because,
Bitch, mine was definitely choking your ass. You're such a twat.
I know.
I know. We didn't plan for this.
No.
Okay, how's everybody doing? We heard you guys back there, and now it got real quiet when we walked in. I was like, my pants make noise. They're pleather, so.
Are you ready? Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up shit. Well, no, fucked up people doing fucked up shit.
That's right.
Usually for fucked up reasons. Sometimes no reasons at all.
That's right. That is right. So, here we go. We are live here at Crush, the Valentine's themed pop-up bar.
Ooh, Heather's reading my lines.
I sure am.
She sure is. I was like, okay, I'm just trying to get my slideshow.
Okay.
There we go.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Crushed it.
Nailed it. So yeah, she already told you where we are. That's what I'm talking about. What'd you guys think about our new logo? Yeah? We're pretty excited about that. What about those acting skills?
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait till my Oscar nomination comes in the mail because that was, and all the cute angles from Up. I was like, I saw it and I was like, hey, request from me. Can I look cute in part of this? So
that's why we added in.
That's why we got to do a red dress because I bitched. So
yeah. As she does.
I like to do that. I do.
This is actually now your turn.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We have a little housekeeping first. We want to show some love to our awesome partners in crime today. To the right over here, we have Kylan from Edge Custom Stitch and Print. Now, notice she covered up our new logo, and now we have new merch.
Hey.
Yay! So you can go over there and check it out. We also have some gift ideas for yourself or your favorite true crime fan online in our merch store. So be the first to get our new logo shit.
And then to the left, we have our producer, Jess. Let's all stare at her, make her feel uncomfortable because she hates it. She's from Wonder Boy Media, and Drew is here, our tall, handsome drink of water. He's on the camera back there. So Jess was actually the catalyst for us getting a new logo. So hell yeah, thanks, Jess. We love and appreciate them. They've really changed everything for us.
I know. Do you feel like this is Rooster Booster because we're making everybody clap every 5 seconds?
Yes, I do. I didn't, and now I do.
Except for there's mimosas here, and it's not as early.
Yes.
Also, during the show, we're not going to hold your bladder hostage, so feel free to pee at your leisure. We just ask that you keep your chatter to allure. If you've listened to our show, you know that we mess up a lot. A lull while we're up here because I have ADD, and you will distract the shit out of me. So. Thank you all for spending your hard-earned money and coming here today in this beautiful weather outside. I know it's really hot. We'll take a group walk afterwards by the river if you guys want to, but we really do appreciate each of you. So
yes, big old hugs and kisses. So this is our third live show, which we've learned so much along the way.
Right.
Probably the first one is that attention spans are completely different whenever you can hit pause and carry on about your day. So what we have done is we've condensed our stories so that hopefully that brings a better experience. Usually on our podcast, one of us will go and then the other one will go, but then it leaves one of us just feeling like we're missing out. So we're both gonna share a story today, but we did toss in an intermission. So hopefully that'll make the experience a little bit more enjoyable for the people who are here present with us.
That's right. And we also learned something else. Number 2, the more you drink, the funnier we are.
Yes.
So if you haven't already, which it sounded like you did, I was a little jealous in the back texting my husband, and I was like, excuse me, I would like a drink. Go ahead and get that. Kim gave that to you here. Open up that tab, get one of the amazing cocktails. The Valentine is my fave, so if anybody wants to buy me one afterwards, that's fine. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and number 3. So we have to do show of hands. Who has listened to our podcast before? All right, good. Okay, so we have so many new people. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to us, we cuss a lot. We make a lot of jokes. We understand that murder is not funny. We are very aware of that.
Yes.
But if you do listen to us, you realize we're always making fun of the murderers. And sometimes a story is easier because a murderer just does a lot of fucking stupid shit. And they're easier to make fun of. And that is why we kind of picked the stories that we picked today, because it made it a little bit... I mean, murder isn't lighthearted, but if you tweak it the right way, you can make it a little bit more lighthearted.
That's right. Humor is our coping mechanism. So
yes.
For this show, we chose the theme Partners in Crime. And that being said, we both accidentally picked kinky lovers in crime instead. And although it wasn't intentional, it's going to be a sassy little treat and it might make you blush. So.
Yeah, a lot. Yes.
Speaking of blushing, shout out to our pod husbands. Will and Travis, they're right here. Do a wave. They love all this attention, so they're about like Jess on that, so everyone give them lots of attention. So we appreciate you guys. Also, huge shout out to Kim Emberton. There she is right there standing up. She did that cute-ass candy bar that you guys need to eat so I don't take it home. She did that for us, and she checked us in, and she's just a treat. So thank you, Kimmy.
We love you. Also, on your tables, there's QR codes because it's 2025, and if you don't have a QR code in front of your face, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
So there's QR codes. Feel free to check out our merch store if you're not going up to Kylan and ordering it now, but
right.
Just so you know, there is merch. Don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, because those are the things that make these things actually happen for us.
That's right.
So I'm the first one up to bat.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Do you want to fucking do this?
Let's do it. Should we chest bump? No, we don't have enough room.
Let's do it.
And I'll bounce out the door.
My T-Rex arms are going to struggle, so I'm just going to tilt. I'm going to do a little tilty tilt.
You do whatever.
I'm doing it.
Don't tilt forward, you'll fall over.
I know. Okay. My story is called Blood, Lust, and Porn Dust. Ooh. I have a lot of porn happening here. If you weren't ready for that, I get it. This is what I believe porn dust looks like. I could be wrong. But this is what I pulled.
I feel like it'd be a little stickier, but we'll just go with
it. It looks literally sticky. I'm going to highlight that is quite sticky.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
It's like Goldmember.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go into, we We never do PowerPoints, but we do PowerPoints at our live shows because we feel like it adds a little pizzazz, you know? You want to see these people. We don't need you grabbing your phone and trying to Google them, so we Googled them for you.
That's right.
That
I'm
is what
so
we
glad
do.
we don't have to do a PowerPoint every week. I would not do this. No.
Hashtag same.
That's
Okay, so we always like to do our works cited pages because we are in history class in high school. So I used tampabay.com, Oxygen True Crime, ChatGPT only to ask specific questions. I didn't get all of my formal stuff from there. CBS News and also Local 3 News.
Oh, I love Local 3. Big fan.
Me too, they're my favorite. I should have started with them.
I know.
Okay, so this story has house moms turned porn stars and porn stars turned murderers.
Oh.
Right?
By the way, I don't know her story. I just saw the slideshow, so I'm here with you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like,
it's a new
oh.
time. It's going to be freaking awesome.
I'm pretty pumped.
So our story takes place back in 2010 when the Dougie was being taught to our youth. The party rock anthem was having a shuffling all over the place, and Instagram was officially launched.
Oh.
Ooh, fun facts.
Oh.
So we're going to start with Dennis Scooter Abrahamson. So sadly, he is the victim of our story today. I did not choose to get a poor photo of him. This was just the photo that was available. This may or may not be his mugshot because we have a little bit of a dicey guy, which I found much later in my research.
I feel like Scooter, the name Scooter, you got to have some kind of dice in there, you know what I'm saying?
I know, it's a hard-hitting nickname.
I've never met a boring scooter
I,
or a scooter at all.
yeah,
So.
you know, here's a first.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I couldn't find out his birthday. And why I feel like it's so important to give birthdays, I'm not 100% sure.
He looks like a leap year baby.
Well, it's May. It's May of 1968 or 69.
Oh, I was close.
I don't know. He was an entrepreneur of sorts. He owned a tow truck business that was pretty fucking illegitimate. And this got him really well acquainted with the cops. If you ever watch our podcast, we drop our pieces of paper because we found out that they're too loud whenever we would like have them stapled.
That's right.
So confetti party at the base
Souvenirs.
of our table.
They're $5 a page. We'll sign them. You can take them with you. That's my
I hope
plan.
they
I don't know
don't
about you. That's what I was going to do.
I mean, valid. You're going to see my terrible notes that I wrote in here. Okay, so the reason that this tow truck business was illegitimate was because he would actually tow people's cars from specific houses for no reason and then force the people to pay him money to get their car back because he was taking him from like known drug dealers' houses. So essentially he was like, they're not going to call the cops because they were at Drugs R Us.
Oh.
Pretty clever
Drugs
guy.
R Us.
But he was still well acquainted with the cops, so I don't think it really worked out 100% in his
Scooter be
favor.
scootin'.
You are not wrong. So he's a super fun-loving guy. He's rather colorful. He loved the fast life, and he gave two fucks about it. He also owned a tattoo shop, so I kind of feel like that added some cool points in there. He liked motorcycles, and he was 41 years old at the time of this tale, and he lived in Newport Richey, Florida, which I also don't know why. I like to Google locations, and it's kind of near Tampa-ish.
Got it.
That's important.
Education and geography.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for.
It has literally nothing to do with the story. But I just felt like, in case nobody knew, it was like, it's kind of near
Well, if
that.
anybody gives us a 4-star rating, it's your fault for putting in geography. So
Yeah, and somebody's actually like, I live in Newport Richey, and it's like 5 hours from Tampa, so you fucked that up. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
It's this far on the map.
Right? So he also ran like kind of a prostitution ring, and he dabbled in drugs.
how do you kind of?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Just hand stuff? Is that just hand stuff?
I feel like, I don't know if he like set up the Outlook calendar invites,
Oh, yeah.
or if he just like had their phone numbers and would provide them to the services.
Send out a text blast with an eggplant emoji? Like, how do you
know.
do that?
At
10% off if you get a handy on Monday.
I don't know, 2:15 p.m. Back dumpster. Bring a condom.
What?
I don't know.
BYOC.
I'm just gonna let you know.
Bring your own Trojans. Okay.
Yeah, oh, I was like, what? Do what? I don't want to like talk ill of the dead, but like this dude, he did some shit.
Sounds like it.
He was a spicy guy. So let's bring in Amanda Logue. So I got her birthday because for some reason Naughty people, they have that information more easily available.
Okay.
She was born on January 2nd of 82 in Albany, Georgia. She lived what we would all likely say was a very traditional life until she hit high school when she became pregnant, which obviously that shifts all the young ladies' goals and dreams. And she married her beau named Lamont Logue.
What's his name?
Lamont.
Like lemon?
Yeah. Like lemon, but with an A in there.
Lemon Logue.
Lamont Logue.
Oh, okay.
They get married, they say the I do's, and they shimmy and shake down that aisle, and now they're a married couple. So Lamont is actually a police officer in Georgia. Now he ends up getting hurt on the job, and to pick up the slack, Amanda starts, once more, I'm using the word dabble because I don't have a better way to explain it, in sex work and modeling.
Do you think she did them simultaneously or separate?
Like the way I read it is that okay, because all research is going to say one thing. It's literally like a fucking rumor. Like, I don't really know what's happening. Sometimes people say this, sometimes people say that.
This is what we heard, and she picked her favorite.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, for sure. That's why Netflix is not calling us to be on a documentary series for our hard-hitting facts.
They didn't call you.
And our research.
They called me. I was going to talk to you about it after.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I wasn't included. Just a sasshole. So she ends up, I believe that she ended up modeling, and then modeling somehow turned to getting naked.
Oh.
Which can happen.
Yeah.
I guess. I have no idea what dabbling is. Did her husband know? And yes.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Damn it, Lemon.
Man, I feel like things would be different if they had OnlyFans. Maybe none of this would have happened.
Right.
But here we are.
Spicy MySpace pages instead.
Right. So what happens when you have gumption and drive and like to get paid for sex?
Oh.
Ooh, the natural career progression is pornography.
Oh.
And our girl took it like she took that dick. She did.
I didn't know you were going to say that.
Well, you're welcome.
Now I'm blushing. Okay.
Good. And so in walks Sunny Day.
That's one of her modeling photos?
So I just have to say, I ended up having, my personal laptop was having an issue that day, and it would not allow me to cover up her toddy tots. And I had to send them to Heather, and I literally sent an email to her that said nudes. And she had opened it up and cover up the tits. But I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of things looking for some Sunny Day.
I feel like the googly, nothing says classy like a tattoo of flowers around your belly button.
There's a lot of things saying classy.
I hate that this is right by my head. Okay, keep going.
Good for you. You're lucky that this is all you're seeing.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I saw way
Did I not open
more
up your nudes email all the way? I guess I shouldn't.
No, I should have sent links.
Oh.
That would have ended up coming with some viruses.
Oh.
Like chlamydia. No, okay. So I actually really liked her porn name because I'm kind of hippie. I'm really into gardening. So I was like, ChatGPT, my bitch. Can you tell me some porn names? And they said, yes, I can. And ChatGPT answered the question.
What did you say?
So here were some for someone who likes to garden and be a little hippie-like. So we have Cosmic Rider. Probably my favorite, Ivy Climax. Then this one got my goose, Ho Hefner.
That's a good one.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, and then other ones that popped up was Woodstock Cox.
Oh.
And then you're going to like this one. I put this one in for you, Mulch Malone.
Oh my God, I have one.
Give it to me.
Chesty LaRoe. That would be a good one.
That is a good. Where did you get these? Your own brain?
Yeah. Okay. Anita Hard One. Is that a good one?
That is a good. You're like, do you like it?
I do. Ivana Suckett. Okay, I'm done. Keep going.
Okay, that was it. Okay, yeah. I was ready. I literally took the notes down and I was ready to say it. I was ready for you to tell me more. Okay, so back to Sunny Day's movie career. She was known in mainstream photography, pornography, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it G and it's not going to go that route. Particularly gonzo and amateur genres. Do you know what gonzo is?
That guy with the wiener nose. The blue.
Is that what his name is?
Gonzo, right? No?
No.
Will, is that right?
Kathy's like, no, you're wrong. No? And I believe her.
Drew said yes.
Well, okay. So Gonzo, Drew's over here like, I know what that means. Being that he's a videographer. Not that he shoots porn.
Whoa.
No, but Gonzo, hey. I'm trying to backtrack so Drew's not like, you ruined my reputation on a joke. No, okay. So it's a style of, or maybe you didn't know this because this is pornography, apparently, videos, but it's filmed in a raw, first-person or documentary-like manner. It often features handheld or POV, point of view, camera work to create a more intimate, immersive experience for the viewer.
POV, penis on vagina.
Point of view. But it would work in that case. Or maybe penis and penis. There's a lot happening here. Yeah.
I will let you finish your story, I promise.
Thank you. Okay, so I was just trying to give some education. Some porn education today. So we have Sunny Day getting her sexy time on, filming some sex, doing some kinky stuff. Her husband's just like, okay, boo-boo, make that money, honey. And then eventually she meets Jason Andrews. Oh. And he happens to be one of her co-stars. And yes, I may have seen a little bit of this porn.
No wonder your computer wouldn't work.
And all that porn.
She's like, it won't work. Well, stop watching Chesty LaRoe or whoever, whatever.
I couldn't help it. I could not, you know.
Is this him? Wait a minute.
Yes.
What is, okay, first of all, we got to talk about this dress.
Oh my God. There's
like
one
she's
of the
going
videos.
to an 80s party. She got that on Shein.
Yes. It's 2010. You got to remember the time. Shein wasn't around.
She got
that from Forever 21.
Ed Hardy. Like, you know, the back of his truck says no fear. And like has the little, you know, that little guy peeing on the Ford logo? It's
yes.
Like, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about.
He does.
100%. I don't want, switch their photos. I don't want him behind me.
I can't do any of that right now. So he is a British-born DJ, and he's obviously an adult.
Of course.
He's an adult film actor. He's also a little bit bisexual based on his videos. He thrived in the gay porn arena. Yeah. He was like, sword fight, yes. I'm here for it.
Do you think he keeps the glasses on when he does the Eiffel Tower?
Not from what I saw. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. So his DJ name in Chicago is DJ Veritas, and Veritas in Latin means truth or reality.
Boring.
I thought it was super fucking lame, and I was really disappointed when I found out what that word meant. So they apparently start dating, and it's mentioned throughout my research that he's her boyfriend, and there's like a title inserted in there besides the dick. She did eventually leave her husband in Georgia and her child, and she was like, I'm going to Tampa. My new film career is calling my name. I literally wrote in here, I go, could you imagine Will just coming home and being like, I have a new career path.
Depends on the paycheck.
You take care of Aiden. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to go. I'm going to produce as much porn as I can. I'm going to just get in there.
Oh my God. Your next episode would be about me.
Right. I don't blame you. So let's talk about the shit that actually went down. So on the night of May 15th, 2010, Scooter Abrahamson, our tattooing biker friend, and his two friends, Menard, it's spelled Maynard, but I shop at Menards. And so I keep saying Menards.
Say big money at Menards.
Yeah, and I am doing my best, but it's Maynard. And Lisa Bidchatel. They're hanging out at a strip club like we all like to do, I guess. And before they decide to go home, they're like, let's go back to his place. Let's carry on with this fucking party.
Oh.
And whoa, buddy, do they fucking party. They party in a way y'all would feel different about.
How do they?
I'm going to tell you. So Scoot, a little sweet Scoot, he calls up his sex worker / porn star friend, Sunny Day. I just wanted to announce that she was paid for her services during this event.
Wow. That is pretty sunny.
Yeah. Right?
Right.
So there's nose candy, which is cocaine, if anyone doesn't know that. They're just sniffing and fucking.
If we were naming this episode, that would be the name of this episode.
And fucking.
And I don't feel like those
with a head cold trying to have sex.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm stuffy, but let's just do it anyway.
Right? Just ignore that. Ignore it. Okay, so I believe because apparently the like co-stars in this sexy sex party weren't very important to the storyline, but I believe because they had the same last name and that they weren't siblings because they's be fucking, that they were a married couple that just liked to swing on a good old rocking chair. Sunny Day heads over and the foursome proceed to party and bang it out in the hot tub for hours.
That makes me feel different about hot tubs.
I'm going to go home and pour chlorine in mine just at the thought of this. Yeah, so it's a big old sex party.
I mean,
Big old sex party.
party on Wayne.
Do it. Oh, and
There's more.
if you're ever going to invite your friends over, do a lot of blow and start fucking, turn on that camera, because they did. This whole thing was filmed.
I mean,
I did not find that, and I did not watch that.
dirty. That's why you're smiling so big.
Just want to let people know. Now, one thing that did happen during the festivities is that Sunny Day was on her phone a lot. And the bitch Chatels noticed it. So that should tell you, like, this bitch was on her phone a lot if the other sex part, if during a lot of sex, they're like, bitch is on her phone a lot.
Stop pulling my hair. Look at her. She's texting. Like, what?
Why is she not focused? What does this mean? Can you just be here with us?
Yeah, be where you are,
right,
Sonny.
Gosh. So anyway, after they have satiated their sexy stuff, they leave the other couple to it. So during this time, Sunny Day and Scooter make their way inside, and he hops up on a massage table. What he doesn't know, I know, cash, and it's an actual massage table. I just also need to like clarify. This wasn't like just a kitchen table, hop on there, throw a pillow. This was a massage table. So you know he did some freaky shit, right? Like you just have a full-on masseuse massage, like something that's sketchy to me.
Yeah.
Just in your living room.
Right.
Maybe he was in his pantry and he got it. I don't know. Anyway, so it's an actual massage table. Okay, so what he doesn't know is that outside waiting in the car is her boyfriend, Jason Andrews. So he's texting her while she is servicing him, if you will. And here are some of the texts according to records obtained by the Tampa Bay Times.
All right.
I'm so glad you're really committed to this take. Keep eyes for a knife, etc. for me. He said etc. in a text, and that was Jason. Sunny Day texts back, and she is like, I want to have sex with you after we kill him.
What?
Dude, weird kinks.
Ugh. All right.
Andrew says, just get him on his face, either bash or tell me to get in and where to go. And this was from the Tampa Bay Tribune. I don't know how important like my works cited pages are for you guys, but I'm just going to make sure that you know where these quotes are coming from. So Sunny Day is true on her word, and once Scooter flips over, shit starts to go down. So I heard in some cases that he had fallen asleep, which is really hard to do when you're on coke, so I've heard. So I don't know if he was actually asleep, and maybe the massage.
Wasn't he being serviced?
I think he was actually just being massaged.
Oh.
But maybe his penis. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well, if you pay for it, I feel like you shouldn't fall asleep.
He was laying on his back, so obviously happy ending. If he could do it that many times, I don't know.
I don't know.
And then whenever he turns on his face, like he turns over.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if he was asleep or if he was awake. That's all I can say. Now here's where things get dicey, no pun intended. Jason makes his way inside the house, and Scooter is bludgeoned in the head with a sledgehammer multiple times.
Oh, no.
Likely this is what kills him. His body, though, sustains over 100 stab wounds.
What?
Now, I know. Now, I heard in a podcast, only one source of reference point here that was post-mortem. Okay. So I don't actually know because I didn't see it in anything else. But maybe people didn't feel like that was an important piece of information. But to me, you bludgeon someone to death, they end up dying, but then you still feel the need to get a knife and then stab them 100 times.
That's excessive.
And it seems like much more of a passion-based situation than like a thrill kill. But here they are. They steal his cash and valuables and they leave the scene. Now, the following day, Scooter's cousin went over to check on his cousin because he wasn't answering his phone calls, and he walks into a horrible crime scene.
Oh, could you not?
Now, no, I could not, and I hope not to, ever. But I also am not very close to my cousins. But the next 2 slides are going to be crime scene photos. I usually don't do this, but you came to a true crime podcast recording, so I'm going to toss them out there. If you do need to close your eyes, it's probably going to be another like 10 to 15 minutes of me talking, so meditate softly to yourself if that's what you need to do. So here are some of the, massage table. Real massage table.
Oh.
I just need to highlight the massage table there. All right, so poor Scooter was face down on the massage table, riddled with stab wounds from what he could see, and there was blood everywhere. He obviously calls the cops, and the investigation begins. They get extremely lucky, though, because apparently all of the evidence is left in a laundry basket, my friends.
What?
A fucking laundry basket.
They organized their own arrest.
I like to call that a hamper.
This is a
hamper, in case you couldn't tell. There's a bat, there's a phone in like the bottom left corner. That brown part is the hammer. That's right, the sledgehammer that's right here. The knife is there.
Solo cup.
A solo cup.
Yes.
That is also part. No, that's just a solo cup. Who throws a solo cup?
I don't
in a
know.
hamper?
That's what I'm saying. What is the point of that? Like, I want to put all the evidence right here. Well, they were coked out.
Like,
so.
did they act like it was a trash can? That
They look
forgot
like
to
trash
take?
cans. Like
They
those
do.
humans look and sound like trash cans.
Like they just forgot to take it.
I don't
know.
know.
That's not an easy thing to just like walk out with either.
Right.
Anyway, I'm digressing. So anyway, the items that were in there was the sledgehammer, the knife, and Scooter's cell phone. So this was just an easy little experience for the cops. They do feel, though, that because of Scooter's lifestyle, there could be hundreds of people that wanted him dead. So they actually thought this was going to require them to work. But don't worry, they didn't really have to. Just think of it like a part-time experience for them because they pretty much just set themselves up.
Right.
So they start to dig into his phone records first, and they find a number for the bitchatels, our sexy, kinky friends. And they described their interactions with their friend, and they also mentioned what Sunny Day was up to with her phone. Now, first, could you imagine you're like, kinky sex time, and then you leave, and then the cops call, and they're like, your friend was bludgeoned. And then I was like, okay, so we were all fucking in the hot tub.
Right. I had this in my mouth, this in my hand. Okay. What? I'm sure it was organized.
But can I totally, right? But can I totally highlight that there was this girl on her phone the whole time?
That's
I just want to say there was a third person there and she was on her phone.
She would not stop texting.
Also,
So rude.
like, lesson learned, if you're like waiting for a text from your ex and you're on your phone a lot and some dicey shit happens, you're going to get accused of some murders. Like, watch your phone usage, you know? So further investigation showed that the text messages Scooter had thought he was sending to Sunny Day, he was actually sending them to our 26-year-old sunglass-wearing porn star named Jason Andrews. So the texts weren't even going to our Sunny Day.
Oh.
It was Jason. Garçon. So fun twist here. When they look into him, they realize that he had just been brought into Pinellas County Jail on retail theft charges, along with a female named Amanda Logue. These are very, very poor criminals. They are not thriving. This should not be their career choice. They should have stayed to the fucking. And it would have likely went better for them. They quickly realized that Amanda Logue is Sunny Day, the porn star who was there. So they kind of like drew a map. They were like, ooh, we committed a crime here. I did it.
I did this.
Come find me. Like that, pretty much.
Right.
So when the police start asking her questions, she said that Scooter fell asleep on the massage table after she gave him a massage. And so then she left. This was in the early morning hours of the 16th. Now, in the oxygen video, because you have to watch the true crime videos on these things, she literally like is naked, like she's in her undergarments, and she massages him, and then he falls asleep, and then she like softly, like she literally like goes and walks and picks up. Let me shimmy and shake that fucking mic off the stand. She walks up there and grabs her clothes and then walks out the front door, fucking naked.
What?
That tickled my fancy. I was like, tell me right now that who the director didn't catch that. Like she literally picks up her clothes and then walks out the front door. It's like, I'm pretty sure if a dude fell asleep, you can get dressed quietly.
Right.
You weren't wearing chains.
I mean, I don't know. It sounded pretty wild.
I mean, you're not wrong.
She's like,
Take the
someone help me
handcuffs
with
off.
this dog collar. It's too loud.
Right?
Like, what
I'm just like, oh, I'll just leave this house at 3 a.m. in my underwear.
well,
I'm just saying.
she doesn't sound very shy, so.
That's true. She wasn't in her videos either. I did not want to watch any of them, but I feel like they were like almost in a GIF fashion. Like they were just very quick little tastes of the porn. And I wasn't even trying to consume it. I was like, take that away.
A taste of the porn.
A taste of the porn. Of course, they don't have enough evidence at this particular moment to arrest them, so they disappear. Now, so the cops be copping. And 2 weeks after Sweet Scoot's passing, they get a break in the case.
Oh.
There's a DNA match on the wooden handled knife, and they had that they had found in the scene. It was from Jason Andrews.
Oh.
All right, we have the DNA. Check. We also can't forget those very, very intense text messages that once more said, hey, we have killed somebody. Now, we're hitting about 2 months after the hot tub fiasco when shit hits the fan. Amanda was arrested, I believe, in her home in Florida where she lived with her ex-hubs and kid. I make this assumption based off of her being held in a Florida jail and an article mentioning like that home specifically. So I'm not certain, but that was the address that they had looked up was her ex-husband's house, which I don't think was her ex-husband. I think it was her husband, and she had just left him. And like, fuck the paperwork, right? You don't need that. She just murders someone, fucks this guy, comes back, and is like, hey, do you guys want to do arts and crafts on Thursday?
Right.
Let's
go to Cracker Barrel. I'm starving.
I missed you guys.
I'm ravished.
What
Want some
have you been
hash
up
browns?
to? They were originally actually only coming after Jason. Like it was Jason's DNA, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So they were going after Jason until the text messages. And then they realized that Sunny Day was obviously heavily involved in her plans. So they're trying to find Jason. Now, they didn't know where he was until one night in July. They get a call from the New York Police Department because his new love interest had called the cops after she Googled her new boo-boo and realized who the fuck he was. Could you imagine?
No.
You're like this hot sunglass wearing guy.
And not Ed Hardy.
Right? Oh my gosh. And then you're like, holy shit, he may have been a murderer. And then she calls the cops.
That's wild. Just from looking at his photo, I feel like I smell Axe body spray. Like
100%.
Like in my nose, and it will not go away since that slide. I've been up here like.
I completely agree.
Right.
Within 4 hours, he's arrested by U.S. Marshals and the Chattanooga Police Department after working, fun fucking facts that you can find, after he was working for several weeks as a manager at the Chattanooga Billiard Club, an upscale pool hall and cigar lounge.
Wow.
I know. Look at him finding quick jobs. See, he could have kept his dick in his pants. He could have got a job at an upscale
A guy that looks like that cannot keep his dick in his pants. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's very valid.
Right.
He is jailed in Tennessee until he can be extradited to Florida, which I feel like extradited to another state seemed a lot more intense than just being like relocated to another state. It's not like he had to go back to fucking Mexico. Right. You know, I just feel like that was an extreme word, but whatever. So, I guess I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right here.
You're gonna do it?
I'm gonna do it. So Amanda Logue and Jason Andrews are indicted by a grand jury on first-degree murder charges. The pair are accused of killing Scooter Abrahamson and stealing $6,000 in cash. That's how you know you're a little dicey. You got $6K at home. That was one of the first things I went. I was like, okay, some naughty things are happening, or I'm just poor. And I don't have $6,000 just in cash hanging out.
Nobody has that laying around.
I know, unless you do dicey stuff.
Right.
Credit cards, and they also stole a video camera, which makes me ponder, was it the video camera on the tripod outside the hot tub?
Oh, man.
Seems like it would have been an easy snatch and grab.
They're like, what? That was the name of the video they shot. Snatch and grab.
Yeah, nailed it.
Crushed it. I gotta shoot my shot on dirty jokes. It's fine.
The media angle on this bad boy was that it was a thrill kill. Do you agree with that? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No.
See, I didn't particularly think it was a thrill kill. But then again, whenever you stop and you think about it, it's like, yes, it was premeditated. But I like to believe that sex workers and porn stars are wealthy.
Yes.
I don't think that's
good ones, I guess.
Yeah. And they were kind of thriving in that. Yeah. So I would think that they would have had the money. And they were essentially kind of friends with the guy. And he was known for being like really nice. And like, even though he acted like he was a badass, he was like this big old teddy bear. Yeah. So, and he also hired her. So she got paid for the dick. So I'm just like, I don't know. I can't decide. I obviously don't know shit about fuck. I say that every day. But I don't know that I would say that it was a thrill kill. But they say it was because they just wanted, like, she wanted to fuck afterwards, so that there's a thrill in there, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know where I stand with. I do know that I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares about that photo.
I'm pretty sure that one.
Why'd you put all the scary ones behind me?
I didn't do any of it on purpose. I'm pretty sure that was the mugshot for when he first got arrested for retail, but like the hyped up eyebrow, I was like, I'm including that. Right. I'm about that. So we have two different types of behaviors here when the ice starts to melt. I don't know why I was like, when the shit hits the fan, when the ice starts to melt. I was apparently feeling something when I was writing my notes.
Mean, you're very literary.
I know.
Very proud.
So according to an affidavit, Amanda denied that she had anything to do with the killing and claimed that Jason did it. She told police that Jason grabbed the back of her hair, then twisted her arm behind her back. Spicy. He then forced her to view Scooter's crushed skull and told her that that's what would happen to her if she told anyone. Very creative. He grabbed my arm and he pulled my hair, and then he was like, I'm going to do this to you. Do what you got to do. Always turn on the other guy. If you're going to do a crime and you got another person, just turn on him. It doesn't work, but you can always try. Now, our sunglass wearing chap, he sings like a canary. Apparently, I really was literary on here.
I mean, you're very like J.K. Rowling's over
right?
here.
When he's taken into custody, he's like, let me tell you what I did. So Jason says, and this is a quote, I struck the first time very, very hard. And he would start twitching, and I'd strike him again with the hammer. I could see the hammer disappearing into the back of his skull.
Oh, God.
I know.
So he's a douche and a freak. All right.
Yeah. Well, we already knew both of those things.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the title of the story.
Confirmation.
Amanda and Jason both ended up pleading guilty to avoid the death penalty. In January of 2012, Andrews was sentenced to life in prison with no parole, as I put on the screen already. 2 months later, Amanda received 40 years for her participation in the crime.
Oh, boo.
Scooter's family and friends had hoped for the death penalty. They all said that he may have appeared to be this like badass biker guy, but that he was a big old teddy bear and that he was like really loved by everyone around him, besides all the people that he fucked over though.
I mean,
that was family and friends, not all the people that he fucked over. And that's really my story. This is the wild story of the death of Dennis Scooter Abrahamson by porn stars Sunny Day and Jason Andrews.
Man.
Patel.
That was very graphic.
Was it? I didn't show any of the porn.
Yeah. Well, that's for the after party. We have to make sure everybody stays for the happy hour.
I got it on there. It's loaded. So technically, you guys, this is intermission time. So we're going to do you want to do 15? You want to do 10? What do you want to do?
Let's just do what feels right. What time is it?
It's 1:45-ish.
Yeah, we'll do 15 minutes.
We'll do 15 minutes.
We'll do a 15er.
Stretch, do a lap around the park.
Buy some merch if you really want to do that.
Yeah. Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding. Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts. The Western Kentucky Outdoor Expo is coming to Owensboro Convention Center on April 12th and 13th. Explore RVs, boats, hunting gear, side-by-sides, and more, all in one place. And best of all, it's free. Don't miss this ultimate outdoor adventure. Learn more at westernkyoutdoorexpo.com or follow us on Facebook. We'll see you there.
Who's ready for me to talk at you some more? Yay!
Look at that.
Yay. Also, real quick, before I get started, I wanted to say happy birthday to Brandy. Brandy Ball. Yay!
It's Brandy's birthday.
She chose to spend her birthday with us. She's a super fan. She follows us on Patreon, and I actually know her personally. So thank you for coming. We moved her up to the front so I could do this.
That's the Brandy?
That's the Brandy.
I didn't fucking know it was Yay!
That's the Brandy.
Thanks for being the Brandy.
Yeah, that's the Brandy. So anyways, are you guys ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, if not, too bad. I'm doing it anyway.
Ho, ho, ho.
My story is called Hot, Hard, and Homicidal.
Yeah. That's all I know about it, and I already like it.
Look how happy he is.
He's
hot and hard. I don't know if he's homicidal, but anyway. Okay, well, my sources today, season 7, episode 5 of Snapped Killer Couples. And did you know that there's like 37 seasons of Snapped?
I'm not shocked at all.
It's like now that's what I call music. They're on like 200 now. Anyway, I was just like, how is this still going?
What was that CD? Is that what
Now
that was?
that's what I call music. And then they
Oh.
were like, oh, people buy this shit. And then they have like 200 now because we're old.
Yeah,
So
I remember when it was like 6.
I know.
What a fucking time to
What
be
a
alive.
treat. Right.
Golly.
Wikipedia, Oxygen.com, an article from the 1989 Vanity Fair, CBSNews.com, the New York Times, and Murderpedia. Because are you leaving?
Bye.
Where are you going? Yeah, I'm doing it by myself. It's just called A
Sorry.
Sasshole.
Sorry, I
It's
had
just
to move
me.
my seat.
Okay.
I apparently got really rowdy when I hopped in here. I scooted it back. Everything's fine.
If you guys have ever watched our episodes, because now they're on video thanks to Wonder Boy, she cannot sit still.
Nope.
So she rarely takes her shoes off. She'll adjust. One day she got up and stretched. So just know
Dude, I
that's
have lower back pain, okay?
That's gonna
Sometimes
happen.
you can't help it. You just gotta stretch them things
Them
in your
gams?
back.
I was like, where's she going?
Them ligaments.
That's right. And Murderpedia, because that is a thing. Next slide.
Yes, I'm ready.
My assistant. Okay. Gene Hansen was born. Don't click it again yet.
Oh, I won't do it yet.
Okay. Gene Hansen was born in northern Florida in 1941. His father bounced, leaving him, his brother, his mom at a young age. His mom remarried a super strict Baptist deacon of a Southern Baptist church when Gene was 5 years old. And I mean, Southern Baptist, like very strict at dances, leave room for Jesus, deacon, stepdaddy. So,
Okay.
yeah. He got really good grades, but by the time he was a teenager, he figured out something that wasn't widely accepted in the South back then, that he was into dudes. So,
That's hard.
yeah.
And hot and hum.
That's right. And by the way, I don't know if you can see this because of our mics, but this is not Gene Hansen. There are no photos of Gene Hansen.
So this is just a guy.
So this young man
ready for his first day of school.
He has no idea that he's on a true crime podcast right now.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows him,
Just
send
tag him.
Tag him in this photo. Yeah. Sadly, Gene's super religious family would not accept this, so he had to hide it, and he struggled with this heavily, which is sad. After figuring out you can't pray the gay away, he graduated high school with flying colors, and then he enlisted in the Army.
That's always an interesting pivot. That happens a lot.
Right. He told his mom that it was to get money so he could go to college, but really he was running away from their judgmental asses.
That's usually why.
Yes.
You just gotta scurry away from those shitty parents.
Scurried. The don't ask, don't tell lifestyle wasn't for him, though, so he dropped out and moved to Atlanta. He got a job as a very successful shoe buyer, because that's a thing that I didn't know was a thing.
Come on.
What?
You knew that was a thing. That's
don't-
like a fucking dream.
Oh.
Buying shoes for fucking stores.
Is
And that also is definitely telling me that he's likely gay.
What?
Unless it was like athletic men's sports shoes.
Well, I
Then
already
I'd be
put
like,
what he was
okay.
thinking.
I know, but I'm just, if I didn't know, that would be a sign.
Yes.
That would be a sign for me.
And he was finally flourishing in his own skin. He got a huge promotion, and they offered him a job in LA, making way more money, doing the same thing.
Ooh. Way to go, Gene.
So fast forward, bloop, bloop, bloop. He's 40 years old. Yeah, we do
That-
audible fast forwards now.
That was really cute.
You're welcome.
I like the sound effect.
Yeah. So he's 40 years old. He is finally out and proud. He is wealthy, and he's living his best life in LA in the 1980s.
Fuck yeah, Hottie Hansen.
Right.
I was making sure that was
Why
his
did
last
I
name.
not
was like, oh,
think
shit,
about
Hottie Hansen.
How did I not think that? I wrote this whole.
I don't know.
Now I'm
Sometimes-
annoyed, and I don't want to finish.
Sometimes
Okay.
I thrive. and that was my moment. Now I won't have any more for the rest
Thanks
of
for
the episode.
stealing my thunder that woke me up all night last night. Okay. One thing was missing, though, from his life. He had never had a boyfriend before.
Aw.
The LA had like a thriving gay scene, so he started popping off up in that with a great circle of new friends, which I think would be a lot of fun.
I do too.
Right.
LA feels like the right way.
Right.
The right way.
Next slide, please.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Right here. Ooh.
There we go. A friend introduced Gene to a handsome 18-year-old little pup named John Hawkins.
This
And-
is the same guy in both photos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is the one on the left, did he play the dad in
No, but he looks like him.
Corey Matthews?
He does look like him. Oh my God, you just made all the.
Isn't that the dad from Boy Meets World?
I don't
Looks
know,
like
but
him?
somebody said, girl, no. Beth disagrees. Okay, so 18 years old, his whole life changed. Gene was immediately head over heels for this little fella, and apparently the feeling was mutual.
I can see that.
John Hawkins, this guy, was born in St. Louis in 1963, and he had the opposite kind of upbringing. His family life was great, and he was super close with his dad. John grew up being a natural salesman. He was very charming. He was good looking, yes, and used all of this to his advantage from a very young age. He was definitely a ladies' man.
I can see that.
And very proud of that. Listen to this. So when he saw the movie American Gigolo, has anybody ever seen that?
Remind me of who's in that.
Richard Gere, the guy that put the hamster up his butt, is that Richard Gere?
Who the fuck put a hamster up their butt?
Didn't somebody do that? Thank you. H just got me. Yeah, thank you.
Did he do it in a movie or for fun?
Okay, I don't think it was for a movie unless it was the part of your story.
But wait, so he actually did. This is
Okay,
ruining my
now we have to
entire
cancel the
life.
rest of the show because she's going to be thinking about a hamster in a butthole.
So
Okay.
hold on, just give me a little bit more on the hamster in the butt.
That's all I got. Aisha
just-
knows the story. You talked to her after the show.
I'm just okay. So Richard Gere from Pretty Women. Pretty Women.
Yes. But this is the movie American Gigolo. So he saw him in that movie, but Richard Gere is a male escort in that movie that makes bank in LA. And he was like, I could do that. So John sees the movie of a gigolo. He literally leaves St. Louis at age 18 to go get paid to have sex because he saw this movie.
Man, I get it.
I mean, like, do you? Because I saw Pretty Woman super young when I probably shouldn't have been watching it. I didn't pack up my fishnets and
Pause.
just run to LA.
Pause.
So
Okay, first, Pretty Woman was doing that out of like necessity of life. And she just happened to have a beautiful figure and a nice face and was able to pull that off and wasn't into drugs.
okay.
If you're going to be like, I'm traveling to become an escort, I feel like that's like a higher dollar experience. And he gets to pick who he wants. And I don't know. I am just assuming, though I don't remember the American Gigolo movie, that it was just kind of more upscale and pick and choose. And maybe you only had to have sex with pretty clean people.
Pretty clean people.
That is an assumption.
There's a checklist. When did you shower last?
I wanna
Breathe in this
see-
jar. I'm going to smell it first.
No,
Okay, like,
I
what do you-
meant like I want to see your blood work.
Oh, okay. That's hot.
Just saying.
What? That's foreplay.
When's the
Are you
last time
type A? When's the last time you were swabbed, sir? Like, what do you mean?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
People do that. I don't
Okay.
know.
Anyway, I have to admit, y'all can see John is pretty attractive, so I give him that. That being said, it didn't take long for John to build up his female clientele, but then he was in West Hollywood and discovered an untapped revenue stream for himself. Men.
I was just like, did you feel me realize I don't know if my hotspot is on the computer for your next slide? We're going to figure it out. We're going to find out. We're going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, okay.
I'm hoping my
Okay,
computer's going
so John was like, no, I'm not gay, but man, these dudes are into me and they pay way more. So he leaned in. Like I
Oh.
said, natural born salesman. He's a penis salesman. He sells his peen to men and says he's straight. Okay, anyway.
I am intrigued by just pivoting like that.
Right.
Like he's like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
They got cash. So everything he did was calculated. During the day, he was a womanizer, and he presented himself as a straight male, like yay, football and boobs. And by night, he was a male sex worker with male clients.
Was it only male clients?
Yes, at nighttime. Daytime, women. Sometimes he threw him a freebie.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think that he only liked vagine?
I mean, I don't know how you could. I fake a lot of things that I like in my day job, but I don't think I can fake that. Like,
Right?
yeah, like I don't know.
I don't know. Hold on. Our last dude from the last one, he's like, he didn't necessarily date any men, but he totally gave it to them.
I mean, $20 is $20. I don't know.
You're right.
Not-
20 tigers is 20 tigers.
Not for me.
We all learned that you don't have to be gay to get
to
around.
play. I don't.
You're right. I don't know. I'm just intrigued because maybe he really, I don't know. You have to get hard though.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
I'm just like, I hate you.
I want you to make eye contact with our friend Melissa's aunt and explain what you just said.
I'm just saying, you still have to be aroused, and the penis needs to be hard. So there has to be an attraction level. I'm pretty sure those don't just get hard unless you're like 12 and trying to hide it underneath your trapper keeper, right? That's when I feel like that just happens. I don't think when you're an adult,
I don't know.
I don't know. We have a few guys here. Can you let me know? Do you just get hard? I don't know.
I'm going to let you keep digging this hole. This is fun for me.
Okay, carry on.
We went way left. Okay, so I don't even know where the hell I was.
I'm sorry. I literally fucked up.
You're like, don't they have to get hard? And I'm like, I blacked out.
I'm just saying you have to get aroused enough for that.
I knew what you were saying.
I know, but it's not like you just lube it up. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, so John made a shit ton of money doing this, and they saved every spare penny that he had because he wanted to start his own business. He would couch surf to save money too. So basically, he was like a promiscuous cheap ass with big dreams.
Okay.
So
He is.
he's very big. Like, I guess he had to go to their house.
He's like the Dave Ramsey of fucking escorts. It's like, I'm gonna save I'm gonna sacrifice now so I can live like no one else later.
I know. Do you think he has like 2 envelopes where he puts his cash? Like, this is
carry
from
it
penis
around.
and this is from vagina. Like,
Right?
I don't know.
Sends it all to a P.O. box.
I don't know.
I don't know. The very bare minsies. I'm like, if I'm gonna be just taking it or giving it in a way that I'm saying I don't want, I'd be like at least sleeping in a nice bed.
Yeah.
With like my own mailing address.
He's like, no, you can't come to my friend's futon. Let's go to your mom's house. Like, what do you? I don't know.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
the first dicey thing I've heard, is that he didn't just get his own apartment. Fuck everything else. This is what feels dicey to me.
Right. Okay. So when he was bar hopping, he met Gene Hansen and saw the opportunity in different ways. Gene fell for him right away and thought he was hot, smart, and boy toy material. And then John's like, okay, well, hey, I'm a male sex worker. And Gene's like, well, I mean, I kind of like that. So carry on, my wayward son. Because literally he could be a son because there's a huge age difference.
Wait, okay, so I hallucinated for a second in there. Did you say Gene was for that, or he was?
He liked it.
He liked that he
That
was a
made
sex
him
worker?
aroused, as you talked about earlier.
Hard.
Yeah.
Heard. Okay.
Oh, now we have visuals. Okay.
In case nobody knows.
Right. So Gene fell hard for him so fast. Oh my God. You're going to be doing this all day.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I know.
You're not at all. You're not at all sorry. You forget people can see us at this episode. Okay.
Yeah.
We do this in the studio and it's just Jess looking through the window laughing silently. And now she's like, oh, people are here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun facts.
Gene fell so hard and so fast that he asked John to move in with him right away. Because remember, no house in West Hollywood. So, of course, John's like, yeah, you're a rich dude and you want me. Let's go. So as they got to know each other better and got close after he moved in, because that's how you do it, in the 80s, then John tells Gene about his dreams.
Okay, let's see if this plays, guys.
She's so nervous.
I kind of am. And there's going to be a commercial.
Okay, here's the thing. Don't click yet. Okay.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if
John says
that Brooklyn's going to...
It's fine.
Nope. This has to play.
Okay.
I just need to get my Wi-Fi going.
Okay. Well, I'm going to
Make
keep
sure
talking
she
while you do that
connected.
anyway. Okay. So John said that he wanted to open a clothing store chain called Just Sweats. And he already had one open in Lexington, Kentucky, randomly enough. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
wild.
now it would be
Just
called
Sweats,
like
man.
just yoga pants. Like, what would it be called now?
Oh, it was just like sweats.
Yeah, it was literally just sweats.
I was thinking it was like workout clothes.
Yeah, sweats. That's
Yeah,
what
but
they used to
sweats
call
aren't
them.
necessarily...
That's what they used to call them in the 80s.
Kylan, can I use your hotspot?
Dude, it's fine. It's fine.
Motherfucker, though. It's a funny thing. It makes me uncomfortable, so I need it to work. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, you're
If
fine.
I wouldn't have tested it before we got in here, where I still failed at making this work,
It's totally
it's really creepy.
Yeah, so he was the face of all the commercials, all the commercials, if you will. So John was well known, and they're high dollar commercials. Let me tell you, it's like it's hot dog level.
Good shit.
If you couldn't tell from the preview,
Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm
That
just
went
gonna click
away.
some buttons away. I'm gonna go this way.
okay,
Oh, we're going backwards, guys. It's going
there you
well.
go.
All right. Where's the IT department? Please work.
Yeah, we like dramatic holds.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just tell you. Oh,
Yes.
there's probably an ad.
Ashley's President's Day sale is going on now. Shop Hot Buys up to 50%
Yes,
off.
Their sponsor.
That's it. Here we go.
Boys and girls,
And mommies and daddies,
this is Pee Wee Morgan.
for Just Sweat, the only place for good sweats.
Do you know the secret word of the day? It's Sam!
What Sam?
And just sweat.
Crew necks, pants, assorted tops for toddlers and kids, just $3.99 each at Just Sweats. That's $3.99 each for toddlers and kids. The shelves are stocked with new merchandise now at Just Sweats.
Sam!
Many great locations: Dixie Manor, Holiday Manor, Iroquois Shopping Center, and Indian Trail Shopping Center.
That's what happens when you buy Pee Wee Herman on Temu.
Wasn't that great?
don't
Can I go
click
to the next
on it.
one?
No.
Okay. We're just going to leave this up.
Yeah. So Gene decided to be John's mentor with
Hold
that.
on. Can I just say, aren't you guys happy that I worked that hard to get my fucking hotspot?
I mean,
Because that added a lot of layers. That was a fucking onion to this story.
and there's
We
a
peeled them
lot.
back.
There's a lot more of those, and I picked my favorite because the guy's like, "Just sweats." It's so weird.
It is weird.
I'm gonna have nightmares. Just saying.
Thank you for that.
You know what? You're welcome.
But I do see how he thrived.
Yeah, he was the face of that.
I don't know if he was or if that little thingy was. What are those?
What is it?
Vi-
You guys
a
don't
dummy.
help her.
No. A dummy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Usually I do this to her in the studio, and then she's
And
like,
I hate it just as much as I
know.
just did.
And now she's like, you guys are yelling at her. So
It's a lot easier. Thank you.
So Gene decided to be John's mentor for that lovely business, Just Sweats, experience. And you know that he wanted John from the start. As they started working together, John apparently fell for him as well. The straight guy.
Oh, I like that though. I like
You
a little
won't.
turn, a little romance.
The-
What? I'm like, this seems nice. But I have to remember it's true crime, so something bad happened.
Right. The two guys become an item, and Gene is obsessed with John. So guess what he does? Gene quits his high-paying shoe buyer job in LA and goes balls deep into Just
Ball
Sweats.
deep.
Ball deep. Just one. He leaves the other one out for air.
I get it. God. Sometimes you get hot.
That's right.
You got to keep one ball out.
Oh, God. Is that the video you watched to break your computer? One ball out?
That'd be weird. I'm not thinking about it. You're thinking about it.
Okay, so he invested everything he had into this venture and became like a huge investor. And they would gallivant back and forth between their stores, and it took off. They ended up with 22 of them across the Midwest.
I'm flabbergasted that a store called Just Sweats
In the 80s, man,
thrived, man.
with a killer marketing campaign like that, how would you not? And John
You're right.
was John was-
$3.99, man. Crew necks for kids and toddlers.
All right, and John was the face of the commercial, so everyone knew who he was. Now, they were partying, living the lavish lifestyle, and they made money on literal sweatpants. Their awesome life would take a tragic turn, though, on April 16th, 1988.
1988. Okay. Years are important to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want
that's
me to
why I'm
press the
nodding.
slide?
Yeah, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
you have to tell me because just nodding, I'm like, yeah, 1988.
Sorry, yes, please go.
Cool.
Okay. A neurologist named Dr. Richard Boggs called in saying his patient collapsed after a routine heart EKG and he couldn't revive him. He said this man had a history of heart problems and he had died of a heart attack. That man was Gene Hansen.
Aw, our Hansen, our Hottie Hansen.
Paramedics found him on the floor of the office with a copy of his birth certificate and his credit cards on him, and he was in fact deceased. Now, Gene had been out of touch with his judgy-ass family for years, so they called his emergency contact and his boo, John Hawkins, who was in Ohio at one of the sweaty stores. Now, John was devastated because this was such a shock, and he jumped on the next flight out there. They said, wait a minute, what is this? If he had heart problems, why is he calling his neurologist at 5 a.m.? Like, that's brain and spine and nerves or whatever.
I don't know, if I was having a heart attack, I'm just dialing.
I know, but at 5 a.m., you're like calling your neurologist.
I would have called 911 after chewing on a Bayer tablet.
That sounds
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I don't
I saw
know.
that on the Bayer commercial. That's what you chew on one of those, then you call 911.
All right.
Quick
And-
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Scoomy.
Okay.
What was the age difference?
He was 40-ish when John was 18.
Very nice.
So like 20, 22 years.
Okay, that sounds hot. I can see how that'd be hot in LA.
I mean, okay, so Gene's body was already in rigor mortis, so he had been dead for more than 2 hours. Dr. Boggs said, well, I did the test at 5:05, and then I went to my office to do paperwork while we waited, and he rested. Like, all you get to do, he didn't do a run test. He literally just took it. It sounded like that credit card machine I just heard. Like that.
I was wondering what the fuck that was, and I was like, did you add sound somewhere?
I did. That's my personal timer. So it's like, hurry up. No.
It's
that's-
your heart rate monitor.
Yeah, it is.
It's elevated.
Right, yeah. So then Dr. Boggs is like, no, I did the test at 5:05 a.m. I left him in the office, which is really weird. And then while he rested and he went to do paperwork, because that's what every doctor does at 5 in the morning. And then he heard a thump and he was dead. The police checked the machine and the test was done at midnight. So somebody's a big fat liar.
Ooh.
However, nothing suspicious came up in the autopsy and he died of heart failure, like the doctor said. As soon as John landed in LA, being the executor of Gene's estate, he had Gene cremated immediately and scattered his ashes at sea.
Okay, cremation immediately. That is not a green flag. I call that a red flag.
That's right. That's
You
right.
should always take your time. Even if somebody passes, just take your time.
I don't know,
It's
he's
less
like-
suspect. Wrap it up.
Fired up.
Toss them in the fireplace.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
Yeah. So John said that Gene had been having heart problems and he had just sold all his stock a few weeks ago in Just Sweats due to this. Also, guess what lover John was set to get?
Okay. Big pause too.
Okay.
I want to know what the fuck he was going to get.
I'll
but
tell you.
I can't wait. So usually you don't sell all of your shit before you die. You just put it in a will and fucking your trust.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're like a gajillionaire and you actually have money, I wouldn't know this, but you usually put in a trust. So you're not going to just sell it all.
Well, he did.
Suspect. How much did homeboy get?
$1.5 million in life insurance, which is $4 million today.
Ooh.
Right?
Just Sweats be kicking.
The insurance company, they don't just hand over that big ass check like that. So they start digging because and they noticed that Gene's postmortem photo and fingerprints weren't in the insurance claim. When they got that from police, because they asked for it, they compared the photos and it was not Gene. The person who passed away was not Gene, like they said. So who was this man?
I want to know. Will
Okay.
you please tell me?
Yep.
That'd be great.
You're welcome.
Thank
so
you.
they called John Hawkins and they're like, hey, we really need you. We got some questions, John. Like, this is not your boyfriend that you don't claim. This is not your boyfriend. They called his lawyer. John's like, yeah, I'm back in Ohio already. I'll come in tomorrow, I promise. But guess what? He never showed up. They find John's best friend, Eric, because they go to his apartment and John's apartment is empty. So young little pup John, apartment empty.
Okay.
Says he's coming to get it?
Yeah, I'm traveling.
Okay.
I'm traveling
I was like,
down
are
the
you
road.
coming- I'm
I
like,
haven't
are you
made
coming-
it to the house, but I'm traveling down
I was
there.
like, I
I'm
feel
on
like
the
you're
way.
in the subdivision with me.
I'm on
Okay.
the way.
So there we go. They find John's best friend, Eric, and he's like, look, I don't know where John is, but we did go to a club last night because apparently the club scene in Columbus, Ohio was popping. I don't know.
That is shocking.
It's where everybody goes to the club. I felt weird.
Right?
Saying,
That's
I felt weird typing it. I was like, Sam's Club? Like, I don't get it.
Right?
Yeah. So John told his best friend, he was like, I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm never coming back. And Gene's still alive. And his friend's like, shut up. And he's like, no, I'm being serious. Like, Gene's still alive and I'm out of here. You're never going to see me again. Apparently, these fellas were not doing as well financially as they had led everyone to believe. Gene was indulging his little lover boy with trips and basically anything he wanted. And he was spending way more than the sweatpants paid.
Okay.
They ain't got no money. They even had
So they were not the Dave Ramsey. So.
No. They emptied out those sex worker envelopes and all the sweaty money was gone. All the
What the
sweatpants
fuck
money
are-
was gone.
Man, at some point, y'all, like, let's just call a spade and be like, tighten them purse strings.
Right? So they had even filed for bankruptcy before this. So John told his friend that they were going to pull off a huge insurance scam. Gene and John would fake Gene's death and to help with none other than Dickie Boggs. So
So Dickie Bobs was in it?
he's the neurologist that he went to
Right.
see. Yeah.
Was he involved? Like he was a friend?
Yeah. See.
All right. 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 So I'm like,
Yes. He was
Okay.
in on it. That's
How do you
that's
get-
the twist.
I want to, ooh,
And I will tell you.
that's like a Twizzler.
Yes, okay.
But I am so intrigued. Man, to get a doctor to just do some shit like that.
I'm going to tell you why.
Ooh,
Yes.
sex?
No.
Oh, I was just assuming sex. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. My
Okay.
head is over there.
Okay, so Dr. Boggs was supposed to put a body that was in the morgue, in his morgue at his office, on the floor that looked similar to Gene and call it in, and they were going to cut him in on the insurance money.
Okay, I also want to
However-
highlight, what are the odds that there's just somebody in the morgue that looks like you?
I mean, apparently they were going to
You know what I mean, though? Like, I just don't feel like that's a cash. Go get a 5'2", 30-something, brown hair,
I don't know.
brown eyes. Just that'll be her. Make sure she has fake boobs.
Right?
I feel like that's some effort. It's just not an easy thing to do.
Right.
I just want to highlight that part. I feel like that was a harder thing to do.
Yes. Now, when the cops went back to Dr. Boggs and he was like, no, that was my patient, Gene Hansen. He's always said that was his name. I can't believe this happened. Oh, I'm so in shock. Bullshit. So they found out that Dr. Boggs was, quote, and this was quoted in like 3 things I read, a regular guy on the gay hustler scene. Whatever that means. But basically, from what I read, he supplied the party drugs like meth and pills, so he was pretty popular. So,
Meth? Mm-hmm. That doesn't feel very gay to me.
okay. And
Coke is better.
yeah. Dr. Boggs was also a client of John's. So when John was slinging his cat around, I'm sure that helped a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So he had done the sex?
The sex, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I know.
Also,
See, I knew sex was involved.
Dr. Boggs had assault charges filed on him 2 weeks before fake Gene was found.
Dr. Dick be doing bad shit.
A man named Barry Pomeroy met him at the club. This was a club in LA, not Columbus, so it's a real club. It's not like Costco, like they were at a real...
Got it. They were not getting rotisserie chickens.
Right. And he was like, hey, you want to come see my office? Which I'm pretty sure is code for butt stuff. I don't know. Like, that's what...
I was like, wait, is that for real?
No,
like
that was a joke. That was a little joke.
Oh my God. Spicy.
So Dr. Boggs goes to hug Barry when he goes to see his office, and he felt a stun gun on his neck, and he fought him off, and Barry ran out. So they tried to get a lookalike beforehand.
Oh.
Yeah. And Barry went to the cops, and he's like, I know you're going to be shocked by this, but 2 weeks before, the cops did not investigate that claim at all, even though Barry went to the cops.
Lazy fuck.
Well, one,
or was it because it was the gay scene?
Man on man in the 80s, which boop. And then the other one was that Dr. Boggs' family is very prominent, and they had the money. He's a rich white guy. So.
Oh, rich white guys succeeding.
They have it so hard.
For no reason. Okay.
Okay, will you click, please?
Oh, yeah, I forgot I was doing that.
Yep.
I got really into Dr. Dick Boggs.
Okay, so who was fake Gene? This is so sad. After digging through the missing persons report, they figured out that a young man named Ellis Parker Green was last seen leaving a bar with 2 men a few hours after Gene, quote unquote, died. He was just going out to have fun, and everyone loved him. I didn't read anyone. Sadly, the story overshadowed him, but what I read, everyone loved him. He was an accountant, super smart, great guy. So instead of the men getting an already deceased person from the morgue, they picked this poor guy in Solemn and killed him.
Because he looked like Gene?
Similar.
So they could scoot and boot and live a new life?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. They issued arrest warrants for John, Gene, and Dr. Boggs. And the only person they got to charge with first-degree murder, though, was Dr. Boggs, because the other 2 guys were gone.
So they succeeded in disappearing. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that's easy either.
Right, no.
I have gumption.
Right.
Gumption and drive. Hard work, dedication to it.
So the police and the FBI are pissed, and they're looking for these guys. Like, and John's best friend, they go back to him again. They're like, you told us once, tell us again. Where the fuck is he? And he's like, well, I don't know, but I think Gene's living in Florida. I feel like John told me Gene's living in Florida.
Hold on.
He says, I don't know, but this is where I think he is. He literally just
he just threw a fucking place? I would have been like,
no, he said
Europe.
He said I think John said Gene is in Florida.
Okay, I just have to put a pin in the fact that, like, if you're going to commit a murder and disappear, get the fuck out of the country.
Yeah, don't tell your best friend when you're drunk listening to Madonna or something, whatever.
I'm just like, you got to get a little bit further than Florida, right?
Okay. Right.
And disappearing is not going to Florida.
Well, he just said, I think that's what
I know.
happened.
I'm just going to be, I'm going to be perturbed if he's anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
You've got to jump out of here.
And John's phone record said that he had called a Miami condo multiple times for the number of someone named, and I did not make this up, Wolfgang von Snowden.
I wondered this whole fucking time that I saw this PowerPoint. I was like, who the fuck is Wolfgang?
Okay. I mean, like,
name.
I read that and I was like, this is like gay Game of Thrones. Like, what is, like,
right?
what is? What is that? Winter is coming. Wink. Like what?
I am Wolfgang von Snowden.
I know. Like
He was
that's the name you picked. I don't. Anyway, okay.
I'm blown away by that as well.
Snowden was Gene's biological father's last name, the one that bounced when he was little.
Okay, then I also wouldn't have picked a fucking.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
His deadbeat dad that left him, he's like, I'm going to call myself Wolfgang and take my daddy's name back.
I think it'd be
That's-
really, really important to just not correlate your name in any
Right.
capacity, or pick a fucking be
Right.
John Johnson. I don't know.
Right. And so Gene fled to Florida and changed his name and picked this stupid fucking name. Like, talk about porn name. It made me mad when I was typing. I was like,
Stupid choices,
yeah.
man.
And no one had seen Mr. Snowden, aka Gene, for 2 weeks since they found Ellis dead. So a global manhunt goes on for over a year, and Gene and John are still nowhere to be found.
How?
I don't know. Then on January 29th, 1989, U.S. Customs agents at the Dallas.
Oh, I was like, I still don't know where.
No, I
There's
was
a
just
Dulles.
relishing in my shame.
Okay, I understand.
Dallas Airport saw a man arriving from Mexico acting all like froggy and nervous and
There
weird
you go,
and shit.
another country.
Right? They pulled this man from line, and then he said his name was George Soule, coming back from vacation. Why are you so sweaty and nervous if you're coming back
So
from vacation?
they pulled him because he was sweaty and nervous?
Yes, okay.
Did they say that he goes, I own a place called Just Sweats?
No.
So
Okay.
I just sweats.
No.
That's, how do we not know that's how the name came up? He could have been Sweaty Betty. I'll stop.
Okay.
I'll let you carry on.
When they searched his bag, George Soule's bag, they found $14,000 in undeclared cash,
Casual.
a shit ton of IDs,
Okay.
and one of them was Ellis Parker Green. They pull him back and they're like, dude, what the fuck? You didn't go on vacation.
So you're fucking telling
Okay,
me
I
get so mad when
know.
dumb shit happens.
Okay.
So they kept his ID.
Yes.
I can't.
This man cracked immediately and he was like, oh no, I'm sorry. My name's Gene Hansen. Just immediately. When the FBI gets back to Dallas, they don't even recognize Gene because he had gotten a total face reconstruction while he was on vacation in Mexico.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you right now.
Okay, I'm going to take two seconds.
Okay.
I
You
hate
breathe
dumb
it in.
shit. If they went through all of this colluding to
Right.
make this shit happen, and then you're going to fucking tell me that then you change your face, you go with the ID. Why didn't we shred it? Why didn't we throw it in a dumpster? Why are we coming with evidence?
Listen, I
You're
don't
just
know.
walking around. I know, but let me get angry. You're walking around with the evidence. You keep it on your person.
Yeah.
You come in from Mexico. You had plastic surgery, so they wouldn't even have been able to guess because you're looking so different.
Right.
I'm annoyed.
Okay.
I'm frustrated. I'm obviously the one that gets angry.
Yeah.
If you're going to commit a crime, do better. Do better to cover it up. Are we ready to see this?
Yes.
Okay. I just want everyone to look at the face so we can look at the new face.
Oh, look
Fly
how
away.
cute that was. Okay, so not only did he pick Wolfgang von Snowden as his alias,
I have feelings.
this is the face he went with. Like on purpose and paid money for this
I got to go
face.
back.
Why is the bird back? Why is the bird back?
I got to go. I got to think. All right, we chiseled some jaw lines.
Okay.
We swapped the nose up, maybe a little.
Grew the mullet out a smidge.
Yeah, but I'm like, let's go back in.
Oh man.
I don't know how much was really done.
That's
I don't
I don't
either.
know. Well, I
I'm
know
like,
there's a couple of hairstylists up front and they're like, ooh, not good. That's okay, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like too much, but I do feel like his jawline changed. Maybe he just like hit the gym.
I don't,
Yeah, maybe
something
Get in a
happened to
snatch that face up. He contoured better. Threw some
Right.
fillers in the cheeks. I'll stop. Keep going. Sorry. I just had to see. I really needed to see.
Yeah.
I'm just taking your story seriously.
They still don't have his lumber boy, John, though. So where the hell is John? They pressed Gene, or Wolfgang, hard, and they're like, look, you could get the death penalty. You could get the death penalty. Tell me where John is. And he wouldn't budge. He didn't say a word. He never once flipped on John. He
go.
loved him still. And he was like, no, I still love him. I'm not going to do it. I don't care. So Gene and Dr. Boggs were being held for insurance fraud, conspiracy, and first-degree murder of Ellis. The cops went to the media, and the media obviously went bananas on the story.
I'm sure they did.
Oprah featured it on her show. There was an episode of America's Most Wanted that aired about John, and they were pissed that they couldn't find him. And the media coverage was worldwide, and they were getting tons of leads all over the place, which they had to fucking follow up on all of them. But nothing panned out. Next, please.
Until it did.
3 years went by. 3 years went by, and the FBI got a call from a woman in Amsterdam who had seen America's Most Wanted episode, and when it made it over there, they realized something scary. That was her ex-boyfriend on America's Most Wanted.
Dude, his shoulders, though.
I know. Do you like my caption? Can we take a minute and look at the caption?
Yeah,
I was kind of proud of that.
you should be.
Thanks. For those of you who can't see it, it says, John Hawkins is a big fan of seamen and women. I had to. I had to do it, man. Okay. Now, I just can't imagine. Could you imagine watching America's Most Wanted? You're just at home on the couch with your Doritos, and you see like a serious ex-boyfriend, and you're seeing an episode about a murderer on the run who was a male sex worker who would literally fuck anyone with money.
The first thing I would do is like go get tested.
Yeah, go
100%. Very first thing, I'm like
Right?
STD check right here, right now.
Really into blood work.
Yeah, get that blood work going. I'd
Right.
be more terrified of that than probably fucking anything.
Right. And the woman said, hey, that's my ex-boyfriend, and he is a Canadian businessman named Bradley Bryan.
Okay, there we go though. A little bit more thoughtful of a name.
Yeah.
Bradley Bryan sucks.
But I just want to know what kind of business. I'm from Canada, and I do business. Like, how do you work that into conversation?
Well, they were in a serious relationship.
Yeah,
so
but-
of course I would hope she would know what he did.
No, she
Apparently
literally
didn't
said
really
he
know
was a
what did.
Canadian businessman. And he had lived in Amsterdam for the past 2 years. But a few months ago, before she saw this episode, Bradley Bryan said he was sailing to Italy and then he dumped her. And he was running a catamaran business in Italy and apparently had tons of girlfriends.
I wonder why. Look at those shoulders. He's got that hair.
Carrying
He's
around.
getting like a nice suntan. He's shirtless. He's even shirtless when he has a shirt on. I bet he thrived.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he wore like small shorts
See,
and like bright colors.
this is the appeal of men and women. There you go.
Him and his seat.
Right. On August 1st, 1992, John was arrested in Italy and brought back to the U.S.
Is that when he was in Italy?
That's when he got brought back.
He was in that Puma. He's wearing a Puma shirt. Okay, am I doing something?
Yeah, you
okay,
got it.
I'd fucked up if I wasn't.
Okay. When the trial began, the prosecutors laid it out. They were like, life insurance policies started to be taken out. Gene started telling people he was dying. He would literally walk in. He went into Just Sweats before he sold it. And Gene was like, I'm sick. My heart hurts or whatever. And then John went to LA to meet Dr. Boggs, not Mr., but whatever, at a bar called The Spider.
Ooh.
I know. I thought, I was like, what? That's a weird name, but The Spider, where they met and they picked up poor Ellis Green. Dr. Boggs used a taser on Ellis until he went unconscious, and then they suffocated him. It was so sad. That's when they called 911 to say that Gene was dead, and John had him cremated as soon as he could. But John's lawyers, little lover boy John, his lawyers were like, no. John didn't know they were going to kill anyone. He just thought it was going to be a body that was already dead. So he didn't know someone even died.
Right? That's what I'm like. Okay.
He didn't know. Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't know that, and he thought it was already a dead person. They painted Gene as like, and Gene he did a little dicey stuff before this. Like Gene Hansen had run some scams and done a couple things, but nothing this extreme. And they painted him as an insurance con artist, and John was just along for the ride. John's like, I'm here to party, maybe some butt stuff, buy me some drugs and drinks. I don't know.
I get it.
So
Desires.
guess what else his lawyer said?
What?
They were like, oh, Gene was madly in love with John, but they were only business partners. It was all in Gene's head. He was delusional. Come on.
What dicey shit did Gene do though? Like, did he
Just
like
like
dine and
insurance.
dash?
Yeah, like insurance scams, shit like that. Like, oh, I hurt my foot slipping a Walmart type shit. Like, not
okay.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And John said, well, quote, John said, well, Gene loved me and I just didn't feel that way about him. Bullshit. Even everyone that saw them out, even like they acted like everybody knew. Everybody knew. He also claimed, John's like, oh, and I wasn't a male escort. I didn't do that. We never even had sex. I didn't have sex with any men, especially that one. He just made it up in his head. I'm a straight man. I'm super straight. Look at all these bitches on my boat. I don't know. Like,
I really feel like that could be, people could find that out.
yeah.
I don't know why people always act like they can like live this life and that no one's ever gonna find out. I understand it was before everyone's posting their rigatoni on Instagram, but I feel like people know these things.
Right. But he was like, oh no. Like, I literally think he was probably like, I got bitches on my boat. I don't like dudes, whatever. And those are just rumors. And Gene made all of the relationship up in his head. They were just business partners. I never got paid for sex from a man or a woman. He's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Basically, John was like, I was using Gene and leading him on the whole time. And I was also dating several women during the day, which that part is true. So he had a boyfriend at nighttime. Daytime, he had a bunch of girlfriends.
So do you think that he was bisexual or he only did it for work and then became bisexual when he fell for Gene? Because it still sounds like he'd be liking that vagina.
I don't know.
I feel like vagine was his preference.
I mean, yeah.
And sometimes he could do the butt stuff. And maybe he did butt stuff with women.
I don't know.
Maybe he was like, peg me.
Whoa. I didn't know you were going to... That made my asshole pucker. I didn't know you were going to say it.
Did you get scared you were going to get pegged?
I'm like, oh.
I'm just saying butt stuff can go all around.
It's a natural...
It doesn't require just a guy.
It's a natural response when you say the word pegging out of nowhere. I was like, what?
If you're not into it. If you're into it, you're like, yes.
Okay, no.
I wasn't asking you to do it. I'm just acknowledging that the sexual experience here is very muddled. And maybe he just liked what he liked in the moment that he liked it.
I think so. He likes the wine, not the label. I don't know.
Exactly.
But he's saying that he only liked Chardonnay.
Well, he's saying that for court.
Yes. But
we all say whatever we have to say whenever we're being accused of murder.
Right. The last time I did
murder, but I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I gotta say.
The last time I did, that's what I said.
You gotta say what you gotta say.
That's right.
You gotta pull that defense.
They went to Gene and they were like, "Hey, Gene, we just gotta tell you, dude, one more time. Do you know what he's saying about you? He says none of this. He's literally calling you crazy. Like he's basically like, you're a crazy stalker. You were just my sugar daddy, nothing else. And he still refused to flip on him.
Oh, Gene.
I know.
Big heart, smaller brain.
On August 9th, 1992, Gene Hansen was found guilty and he got life in prison.
Oh.
Right.
That's a lot.
Dr. Boggs was also found guilty, and he got life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Now, is he the one who actually, who actually killed him?
Gene and...
Well, then
Dr.
Gene
Boggs.
deserved life. My apologies for my reaction. I reverse.
John apparently put enough doubt in the jury's head to make them deadlocked on the murder charge. So he was only found guilty of conspiracy and insurance fraud, but no murder charge. Now, John got 25 years to life in prison. He served 20 years and 8 months and is now a free man.
Ooh.
That photo right there, where he kind of looks like a dad on a TGIF sitcom.
100%.
Yeah. He was on the show that I watched. And John, and he's sitting there like, yeah, he was just into me. He's like, now I do all this good work for all these kids. Yeah, but you used to be a shithead.
So you're only doing good work so you can sit in front of that microphone and talk about your good work.
Yeah, he was on the show the whole time, and I was screaming at it like a straight white guy during the Super Bowl. I mean, I was like, "You're so full of shit," and Will thought I had Tourette's. It was a thing.
We say that, but people do change.
But
he could have changed.
But he's saying all of everything I said was a lie. He wasn't a male escort. He wasn't an escort at all.
Oh, okay.
He's saying all that Gene had made up in his head.
He has to keep with his lie, man. You can't pivot like that. This
ain't
ain't Ross in a hallway with a fucking couch.
Pivot. He leaned in to that.
Had a
that
new
story.
truth.
He had 20 years and 8 months to convince himself that he didn't take it. Okay, so. Dr. Boggs died in prison at age 69 in 2003. Gene Hansen died in 2016 at age 75. John Hawkins was released, like I said, on parole in 2014 at age 55.
Okay.
He's now a teen counselor and only admits to his character flaws and getting too much money and attention at a young age. And the way he said it is so gross and barfy. He's like, I mean, the only thing I'm guilty of is I just got a lot of money and attention because I was so hot. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
So is that photo of him at 55?
I mean, he's a good looking dude.
Oh, I just wanted to understand.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like nutrition.
Yeah, he's like.
And I just don't feel like you get the proper nutrition behind
Oh,
that.
he's like Fit Fam. But the last that I could find, he was living in an RV with his mom in San Diego.
All right, well, that karma ratched right back
I
around.
don't know why me typing that sentence, I feel like I had a smell. Like doesn't it just sound like it would smell weird? I don't know. I wouldn't know.
It feels wrong.
A lot of ways.
I will say it doesn't feel right.
Right?
So sometimes that has a smell. I don't know. If it's not right, it's wrong.
If that's wrong, I don't want to be right? Like, is that what you're saying?
Ladies, am I right?
Okay, and that is the story of Jess Sweat's insurance murder scam and the death of Ellis Parker Green.
Wow. That was, there were hoops.
There were hoops.
And I felt like I was playing hopscotch.
Yeah.
And trying to figure that one around.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was sad. I'm sad that guy
I'm sad about that guy. But...
I'm kind of bummed they couldn't have just gotten somebody from the morgue.
Right.
So they just couldn't find a person? I don't know if I ever confirmed in my head.
They said they were going to do that, but then they didn't, which everybody thinks that they didn't. They weren't going to do that at all. That's what they were telling people. Because why would they go pick up a guy if they already had a freezer full?
Right.
As bad as that sounded. That's not what I meant.
True.
Like,
but
I mean,
true.
they already passed on, and that was supposed to be.
I mean, LA, I feel like there's more dead bodies.
I mean,
Just there's more humans.
I guess.
I just don't feel like it's as easy to like go into the freezer section and be like, that one.
right?
Pull her out. We're going to slap a new name on her. Just as,
Wolfgang von Snowden.
right?
I will never move past that.
I won't get past a lot of the mistakes that were made here.
That's
Obviously, I'm always the one that gets shitty. I get shitty and
She
mad.
does.
Ignorance and dumb choices piss me off.
And I kind of pick stories that I know.
Always.
will-
She's like, let me just fucking.
I like to rattle the cage.
all the time. She kicks that fucking beer can with a bee in it.
That-
I feel like that's what my dad used to say.
a beer can with a bee.
I'm madder than a hornet in a beer can. No?
Never heard that.
Yeah, hornets get in there, and then they get mad. I thought.
Oh my
I'm not a hornet, and I'm not in a beer can on a summer day, so I don't know. But I feel like if I was, I'd be pissy.
Right.
Anyway.
Speaking
thanks
of
for your
beer
story.
cans,
I
you're
just
welcome.
put my entire mouth on this.
Oh my God, you've gotten really dirty today. We need to have a talk. You
My
need a
chin
cold
just
shower
rested
and a
on it.
cigarette, and you don't even smoke.
Right? Man. Thank you for your story.
You're welcome.
So at the end of every episode, we always say, don't get mad, get sassy. So today we would like to do that again, but we would like you guys to say it with us if you don't mind.
oh, don't ask them if they mind. We just want them to do
Just
it.
no, well, yeah, I was trying to be nice. We said a lot of dirty, wrong things. So
And they're still here. Nobody walked out crying.
yeah.
So.
Are you guys ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Don't get mad, get sassy. Thank you guys. We love you so much. Bye. This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I put that